Dick Van Dyke is an American actor, entertainer, and comedian. His work spans screen and stage, and his accolades include a Golden Globe Award, a Tony Award, and 6 Emmy Awards. Born December 13, 1925, age 98 years, West Plains, Missouri, United States. Spouse, Arlene Silver, M. 2012, Margie Willett, M. 1948 to 1984. Children, Barry Van Dyke, Stacy Van Dyke, Christian Van Dyke, Carrie Beth Van Dyke. Height, 1.85 meters. Siblings, Jerry Van Dyke. Grandchildren, Shane Van Dyke, Carrie Van Dyke, Wes Van Dyke, Taryn Van Dyke, Jessica Van Dyke. Dick Van Dyke, net worth $50 million. Early life and education. Richard Wayne Van Dyke was born on December 13, 1925, in West Plains, Missouri to Hazel Victoria (née McCord), a stenographer, and Loren Wayne Cookie Van Dyke, a salesman. He grew up in Danville, Illinois. He is the older brother of actor Jerry Van Dyke, who appeared as his brother in The Dick Van Dyke Show. Van Dyke is a Dutch surname, although he also has English, Irish, and Scottish ancestry. His family line traces back to Mayflower passenger John Alden. Van Dyke attended Danville High School in 1944, where he participated in the a cappella choir and dramatic club. His involvement in the drama program convinced him to become a professional entertainer, although he also considered a career in the ministry. Van Dyke left high school during his senior year to join the United States Army Air Forces for pilot training during World War II. Denied enlistment several times for being underweight, he was eventually accepted for service as a radio announcer before transferring to the Special Services and Entertaining Troops in the continental United States. He was discharged in 1946. Van Dyke received his high school diploma in 2004. Career: 1940 to 1959, early work and Broadway debut. During the late 1940s, Van Dyke was a radio DJ on WDAN in Danville, Illinois. In 1947, Van Dyke was persuaded by pantomime performer Phil Erickson to form a comedy duo called Eric and Van, the Merry Mutes. The team toured the West Coast nightclub circuit, performing a mime act and lip-syncing to 78 RPM records. They moved to Atlanta, Georgia, in the early 1950s and performed on a local television show featuring original skits and music called The Merry Mutes. Van Dyke's start in television was with WDSU-TV New Orleans Channel 6, NBC, first as a single comedian and later as MC of a comedy program. Van Dyke's first network TV appearance was with Dennis James on James' Chance of a Lifetime in 1954. He later appeared in 2 episodes of The Phil Silvers Show during its 1957-58 season. He also appeared early in his career on ABC's The Pat Boone Chevy Showroom and NBC's The Polly Bergen Show. During this time, a friend from the Army was working as an executive for CBS television and recommended Van Dyke to that network. Out of this came a 7-year contract with the network. During an interview on NPR's Wait Wait. Don't Tell Me program, Van Dyke said he was the anchorman for the CBS morning show during this period with Walter Cronkite as his newsman. In November 1959, Van Dyke made his Broadway debut in The Girls Against the Boys, which ran at the Alvin Theater. The production was a revue in 2 acts and featured performances from Van Dyke, Shelley Berman, Bert Lahr, Nancy Walker among many others. The production ran on Broadway for 16 performances from November 2 to November 14, 1959. Personal life. On February 12, 1948, while appearing at the Chapman Park Hotel on Wilshire Boulevard in Los Angeles, he and the former Marguerite Willett were married on the radio show Bride and Groom. They had 4 children, Christian, Barry, Stacy, and Carrie Beth. They divorced in 1984 after a long separation. In 1976, Van Dyke began his relationship with longtime companion Michelle Triola Marvin. They lived together for more than 30 years, until her death in 2009. On February 29, 2012, at the age of 86, Van Dyke married 40-year-old makeup artist Arlene Silver. They had met 6 years earlier at the SAG Awards. Van Dyke included his children and grandchildren in his TV shows. Son Barry Van Dyke, grandsons Shane Van Dyke and Carrie Van Dyke and other Van Dyke grandchildren and relatives appeared in episodes of Diagnosis, Murder. Van Dyke has 7 grandchildren. His son Chris was district attorney for Marion County, Oregon, in the 1980s and prosecuted the I-5 killer, Randall Woodfield. In 1987, Van Dyke's granddaughter, Jessica Van Dyke, died from Reye syndrome, which led him to do a series of commercials to raise public awareness of the danger of aspirin to children. Throughout his acting career he continued to teach Sunday school in the Presbyterian Church where he was an elder, and he continued to read such theologians as Martin Buber, Paul Tillich, and Dietrich Bonhoeffer. On August 19, 2013, it was reported that the 87-year-old Van Dyke was rescued from his Jaguar by a passerby after the car had caught fire on the US 101 freeway in Calabasas, Los Angeles County. He was not injured in the fire, although the car burned down to its frame. Van Dyke endorsed Bernie Sanders in the 2016 Democratic Party presidential primaries. In July 2016, while campaigning for Sanders, Van Dyke said of Donald Trump, "I haven't been this scared since the Cuban Missile Crisis. I think the human race is hanging in a delicate balance right now, and I'm just so afraid he will put us in a war. He scares me." Van Dyke again endorsed and campaigned for Sanders in the 2020 Democratic Party presidential primaries.